Hey there Facebook, it is Vanessa here again, your motivational speaker, trainer and head coach from Live, Love, Give, and I'm excited to have you guys join me today because I've been getting some incredible questions from you guys and I love it. I love so much that you are reaching out and seeking some guidance, seeking a new perspective. And today's question, I got this question, I felt like this one could do with a whole video shot on. And the beautiful Lucy out there, she sent through this question and it ultimately got me thinking, okay, I'm going to deliver this message to you guys today, which is all about how to grow when your trust has been broken. And I think that each and every one of us out there who's ever had any type of relationship, be it your intimate, your friendships, your work colleagues, your family relationships, we've all at some point in time had our trust broken. And so I just felt like I'm going to talk to you guys about this. And the question that she asked me was, how can you trust? Like, how do you know that you can trust someone? And she gave some more in-depth information that I'm going to sort of dive a little bit into today. But it was just such a great question, and I could feel the struggle that she was kind of going through a little bit in her life, and it just sort of resonated so much with me, and I could see where she was at because I've been there myself, and I see so many people go through this, and that fear around who can we trust, like how can we know who to trust? And I believe that we start off believing the best in everybody. That's how we ultimately start off. We start off seeing the best, believing the best, and then over time we get hurt. We go through these experiences where our trust has been broken, and ultimately that's when we start putting up these walls, putting up these blocks, and we shift from a loving mindset of, which is ultimately being innocent until proven guilty, and we shift to this, hey, you're guilty until you prove yourself innocent. And it's almost like people have to earn that, and there's definitely different ways of thinking about it, and I think that we've all got these different perspectives. Mine is that you're never going to know who you can trust. You don't know how they're going to show up. You don't know what behaviors they're going to have. But what I want to take you guys through today, a couple of different steps, and I wanted to convert Lucy's amazing question of how can you trust, or how do you know who you can trust, and I wanted to convert that because we can't control the behaviors of somebody else, and I wanted to convert that to how can you grow when your trust has been broken, because we're all living this human experience, and at some stage, if we haven't already multiple times, we've had that trust broken. And I want you guys out there to empower yourselves, and empowerment can only come from the internal, so we can't control the external, and when we put the power in the external, we're disempowering ourselves. So we want to take back that power, be fully empowered to be able to, no matter what behavior shows up in our external world, build that belief and trust within ourselves so that we can handle it. And so before I keep going on, I just wanted to definitely just have a quick check-in with you guys, see who's joined me on this beautiful day. And Manolo, awesome to have you back. Hassani, I always love having you join me. And Naeem, awesome. Dr. Jazam, nice to have you. And Josu and Stephen and Suzanne. Susanna, that's awesome to have you. And Anne, my friend, so great to have you join me live. And Don, awesome. And Judy and Rhett. Yes, Stephen, my day's gone awesome, and it's just going to keep getting better and better, and I love connecting with you guys. Thanks for asking. Hope your day is awesome too. And yes, and Lucy's question, an awesome one. So that's why I love when you guys send me these questions, because so many of you guys are going to resonate with it. If one of you guys have got this question, so many of us have that same question. So I love when you share that. And Simon, you either have good intuition or you don't. And if you're not tuned in that way, it's a risk, and you have to just have faith that it will be okay. I love your words of wisdom there, Simon. And what I'm going to share with you guys today is very much in alignment with that. So I love that. Thank you so much for sharing your thoughts here. And Anne, right, you'll never know immediately who to trust. Exactly. You can't know. And my way of being is I want to see the best in others. I want to assume the best of others. I don't want to be stupid about it. You know, I don't want to trust the crazy guy with the knife or something down the street, but I do want to, you know, if somebody hasn't done anything that could show me otherwise, that they shouldn't be trusted, I've got to have a level of perspective to be able to identify, you know, is this coming from my intuition, like trusting, hey, something's not right here, and it's coming from that place of love and having healthy boundaries for yourself, or is it my own fears coming up? And this person actually hasn't done anything wrong, but it's my own fears that are getting triggered. I'm thinking back to that time where I was hurt, or, you know, my trust was broken, and I'm so scared. I want to protect myself from that. And ultimately, you're assuming the best, the worst in others, and that's all you end up seeing. You know, we get what we focus on. So yeah, it's a bit of a balancing act, and that's why I wanted to have this conversation with you guys in terms of, you know, personal growth. You know, instead of focusing on the external, instead of focusing on how people can behave and hurt us and trying to protect ourselves from that, ultimately utilizing any chance of problem, not focusing on all the problems and trying to protect ourselves, but actually building that internal strength and self-belief that we can handle anything that comes our way, because we've recognized that we can't control it. And that is where we start entering an empowered state. And yeah, a couple of different things that Lucy mentioned in her question and email today that I want to just dive into, but just keep, you know, I'm just keeping engaging really quickly with you guys. Joe from Maryland, awesome to have you. And Naeem, awesome, lots of love to you. And Catherine from Miami, awesome. And Hassani, awesome, your attitude just brightens my day. Oh, no matter what, I tend to believe the best in others until they give me a reason to believe otherwise. Time will usually tell. That is awesome. And thank you so much for your kind words there, Hassani. So much love for you. And that is so awesome. I think that that's what we should all aim for. You know, we should all aim to have a perspective of innocence before being proven guilty, rather than guilty and then you can prove your innocence. And I really feel like when we assume the best of others, even if they didn't have best intentions, because we're human beings, you know, we're gonna slide into that ego, that fear at times. You've just got to recognize that. And when we can assume the best of others despite their intentions sometimes, we often inspire the best parts of them to come forth. So I really want every single one of us out there to recognize how we are showing up, what our perceptions of others are. Are we assuming the worst? Or are we assuming the best and then, you know, seeing what happens and then creating healthy boundaries as we need them, rather than, you know, assuming the worst and just focusing on that and bringing that out in people? It's an energy, and all that does is serve to magnify your own fear and keep you stuck and keep you away from your own personal growth and power. So yeah, before I keep going on, I just want to mention a couple of other things, but say a quick hi to Moises. You're in the gym. I love it. Awesome, awesome. And Belinda, I love having you here as always. And Gary, awesome to have you. Roy, awesome. Thank you so much. I'm glad this is resonating. And thank you for your kind words, Moises. And yeah, definitely catch the recording. And Cheryl, awesome to have you. And Gurdeep, nice to have you. And Brian, always from Chicago. I love it. And Luciano, nice to have you. And Alexandria, going to be more aware and release some control. Okay, awesome. I love that. And I hope that this message today really does help you shift perspective. You know, my messages each and every day, guys, are all about perspective. I really believe that all of our power and personal growth is in perspective shifting, seeing different perspectives, seeing different possibilities, rather than getting so stuck and in control and all of those things. So I appreciate your comments there, Alexandria. Love that you're an action taker on this as well. And Rhonda from Brisbane, another Aussie in the house. I love it. And yeah, so awesome, guys. So a couple of other things. I just wrote down the question from Lucy here. She was actually advised to not trust anyone and then you won't get hurt. And I instantly wrote back to her and I was like, this is going to be tomorrow's Facebook Live for you, because this is such a wall for people. And, you know, we're so quick to dish out this advice to people that we don't recognize how stuck and trapped we are keeping ourselves. You know, when we try and protect ourselves, we barricade ourselves, then we might be barricading ourselves from that fear and that hurt at times, but we're also barricading ourselves from depth, fulfillment, and love. And that's why I hate that mentality, and I hate when people are advising other people to put up more walls. And instead of training ourselves to build that trust within ourselves that we can handle anything, you know, it all starts in that internal space, that that empowerment. And, you know, ultimately, you know, don't trust anyone so you won't get hurt. All you are doing is eliminating the trust that you have within yourself. You are sending a message to yourself that is, hey, you can't handle if somebody else breaks your trust or hurts you, you're going to die. Like, something bad's going to happen. You just can't handle that. So you must do whatever it takes to protect yourself from that. And all it does is serve to diminish your self-belief, your courage, your fulfillment, everything beautiful in this world. So I would never, ever, ever advise anybody to not trust anyone because so you can protect yourself from getting hurt. That is not seeing the best in others. That is focusing on the worst in others. That is assuming the worst intentions of others, and it is keeping you stuck. And it makes a meaning about you, because you're making a generalized statement about human beings, and you happen to be a human being. So if you are assuming that all human beings are going to probably hurt you and you can't trust anybody, then how are you ever going to learn to trust yourself? And if you don't have that trust within yourself, you're not going anywhere. You're not going anywhere fulfilling. So I really wanted to say that. And also she said that she finds it hard because she would never behave that way. And this just resonated again so greatly with me. So thank you again, Lucy. So much love for you. And, you know, so many of us get trapped in this as well. And we think that's the right thing. You know, we think, wow, like, I can't get over this because I would never behave that way. And when I learnt the lesson, and it came from the work of Dr. John Demartini, if you haven't got on his stuff, make sure you do. Just a wonderful human being who is just doing incredible things in the world in terms of transforming people and helping people break through. But what he talks into is, you know, the quantum physics behind personal development and what's actually going on, and it brings some science to it, and I think it's really beneficial to help people sort of move in the direction of their personal development. And ultimately, he says that every single one of us, we are all things. We are every single trait. We are every single emotion. We have access to it all. But because of the judgments that we place upon ourselves, you know, we start judging others in our external world, and we disown different parts of ourselves, and ultimately that's what keeps us stuck. So the way I look at our external world, and when people hurt us or whatever, and you know, they behave poorly and we take it personally, I want to make this message all about personal growth and empowerment. So what you need to do is recognize that what you are judging within another, and in this case, you know, I would never behave that way. I would never break somebody else's trust. Well, if we're all brutally honest with ourselves, we've all done it before. You know, no matter what our intentions were, we're human beings. And no matter how much we can strive and have beautiful intentions to not, you know, break other people's trust, it's part of the human experience. And so in order to get yourself unstuck from these negative emotions and feeling hurt about people breaking your trust, you've got to sit down with yourself and utilize this as a massive personal growth journey for yourself. Write it down. Identify exactly the traits, the judgments that you're having for those other people. I would never behave that way. Okay, identify those behaviors. What are those behaviors? I broke their trust. I talked behind their back, you know, whatever it is, whatever comes up, those things that you're judging within them, that you're disowning within yourself, And I'm telling you that if you can bring yourself back into balance, because at the moment with those kind of judgments, you're putting yourself on a pedestal and you're putting those people in a pit, and all that does is to serve your ego and keep you stuck in fear. And that is not what you're here to do. And I know if you're watching a message like this or you're asking a question like this, I know you're committed to your own personal growth and breaking through and breaking free and learning the lessons. This is your greatest lesson here. Take this experience and identify what are the judgments. If you have somebody in your life that you are feeling really hurt by, utilize this energy in an empowering way by identifying the traits, the qualities that that person has that you're judging and that you ultimately have been disowning in yourself. Because any judgment that you have in another is ultimately something that you have disowned within yourself. And if we are all things, we are all things, and we know that love is being in equilibrium. We need to bring ourselves back into balance, and the way we do that, identify the traits, and then we need to prove that we actually do have these qualities within us. You know, that this is how we get to connection. This is how we get to love and depth and real relationships, is by balancing ourselves out, identifying in our lives, no matter, maybe in that scenario, you weren't the liar or whatever you're judging, but if you're really honest with yourself and you want to grow, you want to feel a sense of empowerment, and you want to reach your highest potential, you've got to do this work. And, you know, identify where in your life have you been that liar? Where in your life have you broken somebody's trust? Where in your life have you spoken badly about somebody behind their back? Whatever the judgment is, you need to find it within you and recognize that the sooner you own that within yourself, the sooner you can connect beautifully with another human being. And the longer you forego that, and the longer you try and put yourself on this pedestal like you would never do that, and this person would do that, then you're going to stay, you're just keeping yourself stuck. That person is ultimately not keeping you stuck, you're keeping you stuck. So when you go from that place and you look at everything as a lesson, you know, the pain is your greatest teacher, you know, to guide you back towards a deeper level of love. There's so much power in it, and that's what I want each and every one of you guys to start tapping into, you know, shifting your perspective and getting out of those disempowering states of feeling hurt and feeling victimized, and empower yourself to find the lesson. And along that journey, you might find that you don't end up having to give all of your trust and be totally vulnerable with every single human being. You've got to work that out. You've got to start building your relationship with yourself to be able to trust yourself, to be able to handle whatever behaviors get thrown at you in the external world, and utilize it as lessons for your own personal growth, so that you can become the best, highest self and best human being that you can possibly be. And that is always about bringing yourself back into equilibrium and love. That's what we're all here to do. That is our purpose. So utilize these challenges as your stepping stones to getting more love into your life and stepping up into more of your highest self. So I hope this has been powerful for you guys. I hope it's resonated. Let me know if you have any questions or comments or experiences. You know, I love connecting with you guys, as you guys all know. So definitely let me know. And Carolyn, nice to have you. And Belinda, yes, totally agree. Change your perspective, change your life. Boom. Love it. Love it. And Corey from San Diego, love it. Or is it Corey? Sorry, I probably pronounced it wrong. And Chris, awesome to have you. I'm glad that you're agreeing with this, Carolyn. And Julie, this is resonating for you. I love it. And Ahmed from Egypt, definitely my pleasure to have you here. Thank you so much for joining me. And Anne, I love it. Got a comment here. Actions say so much. Your intuition is so powerful and should be listened to. Walls only hurt ourselves. We lose skill in intuition, lose opportunities for love and happiness. You place yourself in an emotional prison and slowly kills the blessings you have for this world. Beautiful, beautifully said, Anne. I love having you here so much, and I love your words of wisdom that you've just shared with all of us out here, wherever we are in the world. And totally agree. You know, it's about trusting your intuition is ultimately just trusting yourself. And if we're all honest, if we look back through our lives at those times where we just ignored our intuition and we just, tried to rationalize things, that's ultimately where we can see, oh, okay, maybe I should have listened to myself. Maybe I should have trusted that intuition. And, that's a journey. And that is a journey of self-discovery, self-belief, self-trust. And I hope you all are on that right now. So thank you so much, Anne. Appreciate you so much. And Dr. Angel, love it. And Vo, awesome to have you. And Alexandria, love it, sharing something here. I used to be like that after my parents divorced and said if I never got married, I'd never suffer. Yes, loss and divorce, yep. Finally learned to trust fully, even myself, and happily married for 15 years this November. Oh, thank you so much, Alexandria, for sharing that with us all, and congratulations. I love that. I love that you have overcome that challenging belief that could have kept you very, very stuck and away from love. And you guys always hear me talking about it's our sole purpose to love fully and allow ourselves to be loved fully. And I love to hear your success stories, so I appreciate you sharing that so much, Alexandria. Thanks for being here. And Carolina, nice to have you. And Ram, you're back, my friend. I love it. And yes, Alexandria, reality check time. I love it. Yes, trust begins with self. You are so spot on, Ram. We cannot trust another when we are not trusting within ourselves. We are always going to have these walls. We're going to have these question marks around people's intent when we do not trust ourselves. We are living a subjective experience, and all else is kind of like we're operating like they're objects in our subjective world. So we project everything onto them. So if you want to trust people more, if you want to assume the best of others more, then you've got to start doing that within yourself. And it takes listening to yourself. If you don't listen to yourself, you're not trusting yourself and you're not building a relationship with yourself. So you've got to do that. And I appreciate your comments there, Ram. Awesome, Brian. Love that this has resonated with you. And yes, and Naeem, nice to have you. And I appreciate your kind words there. Diego from Brazil. I love it. Awesome. I'm going great. Hope you are too. And Hassani, as you know, I love your energy. Yes. Can you share with us one day tips on keeping your energy high? I appreciate you so much. Appreciate you so much. And yes, I definitely will. Energy is everything. And I want to actually make a message for that. So I appreciate you asking that question there, Hassani. And I'd love to share more energy tips because that is my focus, on generating more and more energy. And there's some interesting ways of looking at that. You can tackle it on so many different levels. I used to think it was purely the health level. I have tapped into something much deeper and much more, fulfilling in terms of how we generate that energy. So I'd love to do that for you, Hassani. Thank you so much for your idea there. And Jake, awesome to have you. And Jason, nice to have you. And Herza from Indonesia, love it. And Jason Mitchell, awesome to have you as well. So guys, I hope you guys have just joined me. I hope you catch the recording because I've been going off with this one and I really want to make sure that you guys are getting value from it. But ultimately, that was my message for you guys today. I really want you to look at your life and in any scenario where you are feeling hurt, where you're feeling victimized, I want you to convert it to empowerment and a personal growth journey for yourself. There is so much power in every single challenge that we're faced with. I don't want you to waste those experiences. Even if you want to reflect back on those past experiences and do the work, that is where all of your growth is. So go for it. Catherine, oh, thank you so much for those kind words. You've touched my heart and made my day. I appreciate you guys all so much. I really hope that I'm adding value to you guys. It is my purpose every single day to help you in any way that I can. And again, I just want to say another thank you to the beautiful Lucy who suggested this question because it's powerful stuff. And I think that I really hope that it's resonated with more of you out there. And I hope, Lucy, that this message has answered your questions. And if you guys have any further questions or comments or feedback as to how how I could be adding more value to your lives, I would absolutely love to hear from each and every one of you. And if you haven't already, I'd love to meet you. So book in a 15-minute power session. Let's connect. And I'm pretty booked up at the moment, but I'd love to connect with you towards the end of the month. So you can check out my calendar. I'll link it up. And I want to connect. I want to meet you. So that'd be awesome. And yes, definitely, Hassani, you're so welcome. And yeah, I can't wait to deliver a message on energy for you, because I'm pumped about energy. And awesome, Anne and Brian, I'm so grateful that this message has added some value to you and has resonated with you. And guys, I am off. I hope that you have a brilliant day or night wherever you are in the world today. I appreciate you guys. You know, I know I say it every day, but I really want you to know how much I appreciate you, because you guys really give me an opportunity to speak into what I'm passionate about and feel a sense of contribution at even at the smallest level. And you know, that's why I appreciate you guys so much who come and join me. And I know I'm random, so I know you're not even knowing when I'm going to be live, but I appreciate you so much, and everybody who definitely tunes into the recording. So much love to you guys. And any questions, comments, as I said, drop them below. And I cannot wait to see you guys tomorrow. So keep doing what you're doing, keep growing, keep being amazingly awesome, and I will see you all tomorrow. Much love to you.